You want to
Killed.
you want to give a quick description of Kolga while I'm doing this?
So Kolga is a person who was, as a young person, her father was involved in a group called the BIOPHILE Initiative. This is a group that exists thousands of years after the Apollyon 20XX and all that stuff has happened. They live in a world where the false god has uh, become a reality, and everyone just assumes that that is God. The biophiles find out that there's rampant corruption, that there are lies beyond lies, that there are people trying to control your mind, control your the direction of the entire universe. And they decided that we got to leave. We're just going to leave this planet. And they figure out how to do that. Uh, Kolga is left behind, and so she's very angry. And at the point that we meet her in Biophile Kolga, she's lived her entire life. She is an old woman who has fought these evil people, evil beings her entire life. She's seen all of the underbelly of this stuff, and she has just gone on what she thinks is going to be this final suicide mission. And instead of dying, somehow she is brought back to a basically to her youth again. She is given a young body again, and so she figures, well, if I've got a second chance, I'm gonna burn this whole thing to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fantasy, it's
Sci-fi.
dark, it's sci-fi. It touches on all these genres we love so much. She's one of the coolest characters that I think we've ever created. Out of all of the different eras, Kolga is by far my favorite character to draw. There's a lot of the Japanese anime influence, but also it's kind of like a mixture. Art wise, it's a mixture of anime and to some degree even like a Disney,
Mm-hmm.
which I know sounds like an odd mixture, but I think it works well. Dan, what do you want to add to this conversation of what people can expect from Kolga, which I know that's a little further off, but we're still really excited about it.
Kolga is it's an adventure story with Kolga and her ward June at the same time being a slow burn character study of a woman who has reached the end of her life multiple times and
Mm-hmm.
wondering what that means, what to do with that, but going between extreme optimism and extreme nihilism at all times. And that, things don't change. Even if you get a second chance or multiple chances, the world and life don't change. So you have to reconcile with it eventually. And no
Mm-hmm.
matter if you lived for eternity, you'd still have to reconcile with it. And I say that, but 90% of it is swashbuckling, like pulling out a sickle and slamming it into a zombie's head,
Yeah,
which is the good
it's
parts.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fun.
yeah, and there's humor. It's probably our most humorous book at the same time, probably being darkest. At least it's a personal darkness more so than an existential darkness. Apollyon 20XX is more of a because it's more. I mean, we go into the deep dive of the characters because each chapter is a point of view of each character of one of them. But I feel like Kolga really, really delves into a person's soul,
Yeah,
and then it
a,
punches you in the
a
face with a
very
flaming zombie.
a very broken soul, a
Yeah.
very tortured soul. Um,
Now it's not a
who
deconstruction, and it's not a downer. That's the whole thing. It's not some modern sad sack Tom King story that about how Batman sucks. Like Kolga is competent, and she is. I mean, she's like a female Batman basically.
Yeah, she
And
knows what she's about.
yeah, and can do what she needs to do. And I'm really proud because she's not a Mary Sue by any means. Like all of her greatness comes from basically experience of failing at something a million times until you're good at it. And that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
We wanted to create like a real person. So And I wish I could show you some of the art, you guys. Josh, of course, is fantastic, and Josh's black and whites and Apollyon are great, but you should see like his kind of neon nuclear colors in Kolga, and they are really good. Um, but yeah, the story itself, it's going to be long, like long form, like equivalent of 80 to 100 issues, and I mean, it's just going to be fun all the way through. There's a tournament arc, which we don't like using the term tournament arc, but I mean, it's
That's
what
what it is.
it's literally what the story needed. So it wasn't like throw it in there because it's an anime joke. It's like no, like this is what the story needs, you know. So I don't. I'm super excited about it.